You're having too much fun enjoying one another's company. So good evening. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Well, now I put on my glasses so I can see. Well, we want to welcome you to this, the 8th annual Peace and Dialogue Awards Dinner sponsored by the Atlantic Institute. Welcome. Enjoy the moments, make new friends, and just have a good time. Thank you for joining us this evening. I want to share with you our theme for the evening, which is Encounter the Other. Encounter the Other. I am really, really, really thrilled because we're having Ken Burns. I know nobody could believe it. Everybody got their invitation and it was like, are we really having Ken Burns? Is it really him? It is really him. He is really going to be here. And guess what? This evening he's going to be discussing his new work. Nobody's seen it. We're going to have a sneak preview right here in Jacksonville. So I'm really, really, really excited. So this evening we'd like to welcome any elected officials we have with us. We know we have individuals from Duval County, the school board. We have elected officials from our neighboring counties, and we'd like to thank you, and if you'll just raise your hand and give us a little wave so we can acknowledge you. But we're so happy that you're with us this evening. I want to tell you a little bit about Atlantic Institute. It's a nonprofit organization with a goal of facilitating dialogue and bridging cultures around the globe. They look to form better understanding among people and to promote peace. The Atlantic Institute develops public awareness for diverse cultures, beliefs, traditions, and opinions. With branches in not only Florida, but also in Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina, and I just found out their headquarters is in Atlanta, Georgia. They have been able to dedicate efforts and resources for building cross-cultural and interfaith dialogue. At this time, I'd like to invite the president and CEO of the Atlantic Institute, Taran Khalich, to join me on the stage.
It's better like that, I guess. Good evening, everyone. I know, Madeline, you are so excited to have me tonight here. I'm very excited to have Ken Burns tonight here too. It's very fortunate for us. This time I am very lucky to speak in front of you. I was not lucky last time when I gave my speech at last award ceremony because I was the man who is standing between the human being and with his food. Everybody was counting on the time and then ending my speech to start their food. This time my good friend Pervez Ahmet will do this job, I guess. Dear honors of tonight, your loved ones and guests, presidents, educators, community and faith leaders. On behalf of the Atlantic Institute, Jacksonville, I would like to welcome you all to the 2016 Peace and Dialogue Award ceremony. Tonight's program honors and recognizes those in our community who embrace diversity and support conversation regarding world peace. As we honor them, it is appropriate here that we also recognize the unfortunate tragedies which recently occurred in different parts of the world, also here in our country. At this time, would you join me, please, in a moment of silence, recognizing the loss of innocent lives in the world and suffering of their family and friends. Thank you. Atlantic Institute is an organization that is committed to work towards making this world even brighter through community service. Strengthening diversity through dialogue and preventing conflicts by spreading human values such as compassion, understanding, and respect one another. Each individual at Atlantic Institute assigns their time, attention, and energy to the projects they work on. They each complete their own task in a team environment and work hard to fulfill its mission. Each member and their work can be considered a single tile of a beautiful mosaic, unique in their design, but incomplete on their own. However, if we put together their works, they immediately turn into an excellent picture. That picture pleases our eyes and touches our souls. We here come together tonight to applaud the heroes of law and honor their permanent service and significant contributions to the community of the Jacksonville. The individuals that will be honored tonight know what it's like to bear the burdens of public service. But what separates their accomplishments from the rest is they did all while representing the most respectable and universal ideals. Each and every one of our honorees has proven dreams of hope can be reality through hard work, dreams of peace, cross-cultural tolerance, and human dignity can be realized. I consider it a great privilege to be in their presence tonight and would like to congratulate our honorees and thank them once again for their impressive work. I would like to extend my gratitude to those who have taken their time to nominate them and those who have taken their time to come here and celebrate their achievements and to highlight our future role models for our next generations. I would also like to thank the host committee members of this event. It's a wonderful, great, various background of this, representing from different faith and cultural backgrounds of Jacksonville. It's great. And our MC, Ms. Kay Tyler, tonight, and Ken, Director of Atlantic Institute Jacksonville here. To the scene volunteers, the behind-the-scene volunteers, and community partners here in the city, and of course, sponsoring individuals. Let's give a big round of applause for our sponsors and friends. As Atlantic Institute, we have been active in numerous ways throughout 2015. We organized trips to Turkey, Thailand, Cambodia with groups of interested interfaith, cultural, community leaders, academia. Attended and participated many national meetings of America's leaders in academia, civil society, faith, and government. We organized an international conference titled Peace Builders, along with the participation of nationally recognized universities. A monthly lecture series, Table of Abraham, Exploring Faith, iftar dinners programs facilitate the peaceful environment for the community members to learn and know more each other, get to know each other better. 2016, Atlantic Institute will continue with this Explore the World and Cultures program with the upcoming trips to different parts of the world like India, Thailand, Cambodia, South Africa, and Tanzania. If you would like to get more information, please be in touch with our local friends over here. We also continue to have our local students compete in the annual art and essay contest. This year's title was 10 Days, 10 Weeks, 10 Months, 10 Years. What can you accomplish? Last week, we have celebrated and honored those students. We have seen wonderful artworks and great essays. With your support and friendship, we'll continue to support and contribute to the peace and harmony in our local communities. We are so grateful for our sponsors and also for all of you here celebrating with us tonight. Atlantic Institute loves with its souls. We love our friends neither with heart nor with mind. Perhaps the heart stops or the mind forgets. So we love our friends with our soul. It never stops nor forgets. Thank you and enjoy the night.
Thank you so much, Tehran. Now, I'd like to invite someone to the stage who is very familiar to many of you. He's a friend of many and a friend of mine, Dr. Parvez Ahmad. He is the director of the Center for Sustainable Business Practices and professor of finance at the Coggin College of Business at the University of North Florida. And I have to tell you, I always thought he was in sociology, not in finance. He doesn't act like somebody in finance. He is a U.S. Fulbright scholar, and his research work has appeared in several major finance journals, not any that I've read. In addition, Dr. Ahmad writes editorials about Islam and the American Muslim experience. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Dr. Parvez Ahmad.
Good evening. Today I am standing between you and your dinner. Thank you for coming tonight. It really melts my heart to see so many beautiful people in this diverse gathering. Tonight's program is brought to you by a team of dedicated volunteers and generous supporters. I'd like to take a minute to personally thank all of them for their hard work and contributions. Our sponsors include Yusuf and Manar Abu Bakr, Irfan and Yamana Ahmed, Nasrullah and Alia Ghafoor, Naeem and Naima Haider, Yazan and Dima Khatib, Muhammad and Rula Mona, and Shakil and Tahra Solat. Thank you to all of our sponsors for seeing the value in this program. I must also extend my profound gratitude to my dinner committee co-chair, Nancy Cable, from Arthur Vining Davis Foundation. Without Nancy's persistent effort, Ken Burns would not be here tonight, and this beautiful gathering would perhaps not happen. Ken and Nancy will be here very shortly. They're wrapping up another event and are on their way. Oh, they're here. Thank you. The remaining members of our dinner planning committee were just as enthusiastic in their contributions and diligent in their efforts. So my profound gratitude to Rebecca Black, Matt Hartley, Kanibek Ibrahev, Sabine Parvez, Alex Sivar, Madeline Scaler's Tale, Tara Trueblood, and Cheryl Tupper. Can all of you on the dinner planning committee please rise to be acknowledged? Tonight's dinner theme is Encounter the Other. It's about reflecting on the diversity of our city and making a conscious effort to not just merely tolerating the presence of people in our community who are different than us, but rather actively seeking understanding and fellowship. We are indeed one nation under God, but the promise of being one nation cannot be a reality unless we proactively create opportunities to encounter the other. Thus, tonight, I hope we will be inspired by our award winners and Ken's unique ability to be the master storyteller that he is. I want to reflect upon something very, very briefly. All of us perhaps realize this, that the most segregated hour in America is the hour of our communal worship time. Sunday for Christians, Saturday for Jews, Friday for Muslims. But each one of us have the capacity to change this reality by being inclusive and insisting on being inclusive. Through a wide range of activities that bring local community and members together from various ethnic and religious backgrounds, Atlantic Institute of Jacksonville is precisely seeking to do that by proactively contributing to the educational, cultural, social, humanitarian issues in our community. It is a task that requires support from a wide range of people in our community. It is my hope that all of you will consider to becoming a valuable contributor to this effort. The board, staff, volunteers, and sponsors of Atlantic Institute believe in the power of personal interaction and communicative dialogue. Encountering the other through storytelling offers us one of the best channels to build our common understanding, our mutual trust, and a shared prosperity in a peaceful tomorrow. At your tables, you may be meeting people that you have never met before, and that's by design. Take the time to introduce yourself to someone new, someone who is different than you. Take the time to find out about their hopes, their fears, and their aspirations. Picture yourself to be a part of their conversations, and then together we can indeed build a better community. Before I leave, I want to appeal to you to stay connected with Atlantic Institute of Jacksonville through their website, atlanticinstitutejax.org. AIJAX is planning many events throughout the year, and Madeline will talk about some of them towards the later part of the program. I'm very hopeful that all of us will join together to make Jacksonville a more welcoming and a more inclusive community for all our residents. Enjoy the evening. You are indeed in for something very, very special, and thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you so much, Pravez. Well, you each got a little table tent that had your name on it. Did you look at that? Did you look at how artistic that is? Isn't it beautiful? Well, are you in for a treat? These were created by a master calligrapher. His name is Adin Chayir. I hope I pronounced that. Where is he? Did I pronounce it correctly? Yeah. He is from Istanbul, Turkey, and he is truly an artist. His calligraphy has been featured at art festivals throughout the world, and we are so fortunate to have him with us this evening. At the end of the evening, he's going to be out in the lobby area, and he's agreed to do calligraphy and you can get an artistic piece for your friends and your family. He'll do their names for you. So I encourage you to stop by the table in the lobby following the dinner, and Aiden will do that for you. Special treat. Now, the moment you've all been waiting on, dinner. Enjoy your dinner. I'll return to the podium in about 30 minutes. I hope you're enjoying your dinner and enjoying the conversation at your table. We're going to go on and begin so that we can have ample time to enjoy our preview, our sneak peek this evening. I'd like for you to take just one moment and once again thank our sponsors for this lovely evening. We were able to present this to you at no charge. So if you could just give them another hand. As I said, this evening was presented to you at no charge. However, the dinner was not free. On your table, there are brochures and cards that you can fill out, and we want you to feel free to make a donation. Take out your checkbooks and make a donation to the Atlantic Institute so that we can continue the work of bringing together people of diverse backgrounds to understand one another better. You know, my mother always told me there are no free rides, so I hope you remember that and think of Atlantic Institute. Also, if you'd like to receive information about the programming of Atlantic Institute, please feel free to fill out the form on your table. We are now moving into the awards program of the evening. I'd like to invite Matt Hartley to the podium to introduce the first award. Matt served as the program coordinator of the Humans of Jacksonville contest, and he's going to tell you a little bit about that. He's also the director of the Young Adults Ministry at Christ Episcopal Church in Ponte Vedra Beach. So, Matt.
Thank you and good evening. I'm grateful not to have the pressure to be between you and your dinner, but I am between you and Ken. So, without further ado, Humans of Jacksonville. In the fall of 2015, the Atlantic Institute of Jacksonville proudly unveiled the Humans of Jacksonville Essay Contest, open to college students enrolled at the University of North Florida, Jacksonville University, Florida State College at Jacksonville, and Edward Waters College. Students were asked to write about untold stories of their unsung heroes of Jacksonville. 21 entries were submitted from 3 campuses, and tonight we are very happy to have all 5 of our finalists and their heroes with us today. And I would like to ask for those student finalists and their heroes to stand at this time. And I'll read their names for you, and then let's give them a round of applause. Or go ahead, yeah, let's do it now. So we have Nadia Isha and her hero, Anna Marie Siegel. We have, where's Falterius King and his hero, Tara Trueblood. Where's Catherine? And Catherine Sanchez and her hero, Amy Derringer. Sean Stevens and his hero, Michael Williams. And Deja Texera and her hero, her mother, Tamika Martin. Thank you, heroes and students who may be seated. The students wrote with eloquence and passion about how their heroes influenced their lives. And hopefully you had a chance when you came in to see our display outside, but if you didn't, we have beautiful posters which were designed by our photographer and graphic designer, Mitchie Willman, and did a beautiful job. And you can see a little bit of their story, and the Atlantic Institute will be posting those stories on their website as well. And at this time, we will honor our student winner with a $600 prize and the student's hero with our Common Good Hero Award. The common good hero individual is an unsung hero who has distinguished themselves by generously committing their time, energy, expertise, leadership, and dedication in order to serve the common good of our society. Please join me in celebrating this year's student winner and his hero, Fulterius King and Tara Trueblood.
Congratulations again to Fulterius and Tara. Let's give them another round of applause. Our next award is the Community Service Award. This individual has made a large contribution to our local community through involvement in community service, organized projects, and/or promoted diversity while still striving for excellence in community service projects. Our honoree this year is a lady who epitomizes those characteristics. She's an attorney, and she's the managing partner of the Freed firm. So now you all know who she is, Crystal Freed. Since 2007, however, Crystal has devoted almost all of her professional time and expertise to issues around child exploitation and human trafficking. While serving as co-chair of the Northeast Florida Human Trafficking Task Force, Crystal transformed a 3-member entity into a thriving 25-member task force, and she started the Northeast Florida Human Trafficking Coalition. Crystal was appointed to the Jacksonville Human Rights Commission in 2012, and in 2015 she served as the chair of that commission. She's married to a wonderful guy, Michael Freed, and together they have 2 beautiful daughters, Samantha, who is with us tonight, and Sydney. If Nancy Cable could join me at the podium, I'd like to present the Community Service Award winner, my friend, Crystal Freed. It's yours. It's all yours.
I have a couple minutes, so I'll definitely keep this brief. I wanted to say thank you to the Atlantic Institute for this award. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't use this opportunity to sort of tell you a little bit about what the state of affairs is with human trafficking. Worldwide, there are about 21 million slaves. And I stand here to tell you that the only difference between the slaves that are anywhere else in the world and the United States is purely geography. With that in mind, and keeping in mind the theme for the night, which is Encounter the Other, I'd like to leave you with a story of a victim of human trafficking named Vishnu and his father, Ganu. Finally, 3 months after the symptoms first appeared, Ganu feared Vishnu would not last much longer and carried him into the clinic in Shankargarh. 2 nights later, Ganu asked Garg, who is the trafficker, for yet another loan. This time, Garg refused, saying that it was already impossible that Ganu would pay off even half of the loans in his lifetime. Ganu briefly contemplated selling the grain they lived on, but he realized it would not raise near the amount of money he would need for the medicine. When the doctor gave Vishnu glucose for the last time, this is his 8-year-old son, Vishnu removed the IV from his arm by himself. And as Ganu carried his son home, Vishnu looked up at him, and he said, "I'm going to die soon." And Ganu replied to his 8-year-old son, "I won't let you die." That night, Ganu woke up. When little Vishnu's hand shook him, mucus was pouring out of his nose and mouth, and he began to heave and choke. And with his family around him, he stopped breathing. The story goes on to say that the father went to the trafficker asking for money to bury his son, to only be responded by receiving a beating from this man. So this is the face of human trafficking, and it occurs throughout the world. It certainly occurs in the United States of America as well, but all is not lost, and the traffickers have not won. You here, each one of you, you have talents, you have a voice, and you can make a difference in the lives of those like Vishnu and the 42 other victims that were found in Jacksonville last year, 9 of which were children. Those numbers, I mentioned them, but they merely scratch the surface. I believe in the sanctity of life, and if we were all together to save one, our collective life's work would have been worth it. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can, because frankly, apathy is not an option. Thank you so much for allowing me to address you.
Congratulations again, Christo. It's such a deserved award. Our next award is the Diversity in Media Award. This individual has worked in either print news, television, radio, internet, or a combination of the above, and must have dedicated a significant time to relating news stories which promote diversity, awareness, intercultural understanding, empathy between cultures and religious groups, or cooperation of diverse individuals in community improvement initiatives. I think we can truly say that the individual who will be receiving the award tonight has done all of that. Michael Boylan joined WJCT as its CEO in May of 1999 with the responsibility of overseeing the day-to-day operation of the organization and its long-range plans for the future and achievement of the goals. Under his leadership, at a time when many PBS stations were closing, Michael forged numerous community partnerships and encouraged the development of wealth of local programs and outreach initiatives. While Michael is recognized for his leadership of WJCT, that's only the beginning. He's being celebrated as a humanitarian honoree for his selfless community leadership and service. Michael's leadership and participation in the Jacksonville Human Rights Commission's Study Circles program has spanned over 14 years. I'd like for Khan I'm going to blow this name. I apologize, Khan, up front. Khan Abarev. Did I get it? All right. I'd like for Khan to join me on the stage. Khan is the director of the Atlantic Institute in Jacksonville, and together we will present the Diversity in Media Award to our winner, Michael Boylan.